I'm Jill Jones, and I'm the Senior Product Manager for 912 Science.
I'm Stacy Wood. I'm the Director of Product Management for K-8 Science.
As product managers, we're responsible for developing and maintaining the vision of the program. So we work closely together internally, not only with each other across portfolios, but with our various internal teams, and as Stacy mentioned, working closely with customers so that we can make sure that our program is meeting customer needs.
Assessment, it is a big word in the classroom. To me, as a former teacher, I think it really is about feedback. Feedback for the learner, feedback for the teacher, feedback for the stakeholders, the parents, the broader community, about the learning towards the objective. So in our case, we're all about meeting the standards and just providing the right around assessments around early feedback for formative assessment to summative, and it should be simply just about that timely feedback to really support that learner.
I guess there's a variety of ways that it can be used in the classroom, and when we're thinking about NGSS, I mean, Next Generation Science Standards, NGSS represents a paradigm shift in how we think about teaching and learning science, how we're doing science. And when we think about assessment, we really have to think about that same kind of shift. Like, it's no longer just about memorizing a bunch of facts, but about like how do students really, those facts are still there, but how do students really deeply understand those facts through performance tasks, through labs, through doing science. So you have a lot of assessments in the classroom. You could have science probes, which are a formative assessment. You could have lesson checks. You could have module tests. But you also have things like labs. You have hands-on activities and performance tasks. In secondary science, we also have Learn Smart, which is a way for students to monitor their own progress, or for teachers to check on it to help students practice. So there's a variety of assessments that can be done throughout the course and not just at the end of a module or unit.
Well, part of assessment too is just the variety of how we provide that. You know, all schools are in different stages, and teachers have different preferences for how they administer assessments. So same content provided online, provided in print, just being flexible for that teacher and the student of what's appropriate in their classroom. Obviously, we can do a few more things online that we can't do in print, as we're thinking about different tech-enhanced questions and things like that, and we're allowing the student to manipulate things. Obviously, we can score for the teacher, which is a nice benefit for the teacher, but they still are very rigorous at the end of the day. The question varies DOK levels, but they should all be driven towards the standards. It's really about the modality that's appropriate for the classroom and what that teacher is aiming for. Well, Inspire Science is really about meeting the NGSS, and those standards call for different types of assessment and really different types of instruction, really. And that really starts with the focus on the practices and the cross-cutting concepts, and making sure that we're not just focused on the DCI. It's Jill's reference, the content will be there. It's really that application and the practices that those students are embodying, which is what our scientists and engineers are using in the real world. So it's really that early career preparation for the student. So hopefully teachers see that in the program and will feel that it's easier to use because they have that as part of the learning process. It's not just something like a bubble sheet at the end. You know, there was a time and a place for that, and there's traditional assessments, but it really is much more robust and flexible, as Jill has mentioned, that there's lots of tools in the program for the teachers there.